Hello. I had something come up on our group call for Embracing Health. It was our final the other day that I wanted to elaborate on. It also came up in a mentorship group that I was working with this morning, and that is sort of the masculine and the feminine ways of growth or of approaching our lives, right? So there's the masculine, which was all about transcendence, consciousness, holding the space beyond what is, like it's all a delusion anyway, not falling into it and falling into the delusion and being beyond it. Great. Then there's the feminine way, which is sort of like way less utilized. It's actually often completely overlooked, and it's one of the main reasons so many people stay sick and don't get better. Like you're on this healing journey, going, and you're just kind of still on a healing journey, but are you actually more whole? And that's the feminine path, which is about embodiment, dropping in, non-resistance, full out embracing, embodying and having the experience. Both of these, the masculine path, the feminine path, are fully essential. They're both fully valid and valuable, equally valuable, but we sort of get stuck in one or the other. And so I mentioned this movie that I saw many years back called I Heart Huckabees. This movie really depicts this masculine and feminine pathway so beautifully, and how they're, the true path is both, equally both. And so, the consciousness and transcendence is equally as important as the embodiment. But like, how do we do both? How do we get your head around, right? Because most people, certainly for me, I was on this spiritual path, and it was very like Buddhist of like, it was more stoic, more definitely not about the embodiment and like enjoyment, sexuality, sensuality. It was almost like that was all left off the table. So I was on this accelerated growth path, but it really wasn't fun. And it really wasn't something I could bring into my moment to moment life. It was almost like a practice that was separate from that. And then the feminine is like embody, embrace, be in it, non-resistance, allow and welcome all of it. But then that, as you know, can become, if it's not done in devotion to something higher, can just become like hedonistic. Like, what's the point? You're just gonna do whatever feels good. It has to be in devotion to something higher. And so in this movie, this one guy is like sort of in this, conundrum with his life. He's like, I'm having an existential crisis. And he meets these people over here who are like, none of it's real anyway, transcendent pathway. And then he meets this other person here, and they're like in the mud and in the muck, and it's all, there's no way to escape it. Just be in it fully, and there's nowhere to get. And they're both beautiful paths for him, but he realizes they're both incomplete. And during the way the movie unfolds, not really a spoiler alert, he realizes, oh my gosh, it's both and he realized the nidus of where these two different groups of people came from. They actually started out together. They used to be together, and they sort of broke up and went in different pathways, and he puts it all together. It's both, you're both right. And so when we're in that dualistic path of like right and wrong, one is right, one is wrong, it really isn't until we receive both that we can enter the space of wholeness. And this is what we've done with the Embracing Health program, is like, we're guiding you into all of it. We're guiding you into the full embodiment and non-resistance so that the energy can transmute, your illness, your fear, whatever it is, literally dissolves. But also being and holding a transcendent space where you're not buying into the delusion. So I thought I would share this video because it came up in our group call the other day. And I did use that movie as an example, but I thought there's so much more to this. And there's so much more I don't think people realize, whether they're in one camp or the other, these practices over here or these practices over here. But until you can embrace all of it and put it together, you're not really in your full power. So the name of the movie is I Heart Huckabees, and Huckabees is like this department store. It's kind of a funny movie at the same time as being like richly spiritual. It's definitely worth seeing. Anyway, it's a really old movie, but that's just sort of like giving you that depiction of like, whoa, how do we let all of it in? And this is really what I've done over the last 8 years with developing the Embracing Health course and how I've assisted others in moving into that embodiment and transcendence to live from wholeness, but not like live from wholeness, but I'm actually escaping this reality. I'm beyond it. Live in wholeness and be in this reality and embody it. Play in this space that you're in, but don't buy into it. Be in this world, but not of it. And I've found the ability to have so much more joy, so much more, not just be expansive, but actually experience it. So that's really what I think is the most important part here. And that is definitely what allows the body to release those patterns of closure and the patterns of your lineage, whatever traumas or belief systems or the genetic whatever that's being held in your DNA, or just your own life traumas that you may know about, you may not know about, that are carried in your system. It's all right here. It's in the now. And you are meant to bring all parts of yourself up to date, release what's not really true for you, embrace the truth, and literally code it into your system. Your DNA carries the code, and it's ready to release a lot of what it's carrying so that your body can live in full health. If you're in a situation that's not getting better no matter what you do, whether it's physical health problem or disease, or it's emotional, depression, anxiety, or it's in your relationships or in your money or in your career, I just can't move forward. The problem will declare itself when you are ready to shift, when it's no longer resonant in your system. It'll declare itself, but then you think it's a disease or it's a problem or I have this thing. It's not. It's just evidence that there's something more available for you, that there's a higher codon available for your system, and that the old template is really, you've outgrown it, okay? If you outgrow your clothes, they're gonna feel really tight. So to the degree that it feels unpalatably excruciating, that is the indication. You're ready to shed that layer. It is ready, you're ready, and this is one of the main ways I can invite you to that journey. The course starts in a couple of weeks. It's at drkimd.com. Actually, a few days, because it's only a few days away. We close the doors. It's drkimd.com/health. Our first call is next week, but the doors close on June 2nd. So you'll definitely want to be registered before June 2nd. drkimd.com/health. I'm so excited for all the amazing souls that have already entered into the program and are beginning to let that stir everything up and move into a new energy. So welcome. If this is for you, I'm really, really excited to see you for this journey. It's a year-long journey that we will do together. Some people will begin seeing results right away, immediately upon registration. Some people in the first few months have experienced a dissolution of a whole disease complex. That's what occurred for me. It was within a very short time, less than a month. But it's different for everyone, and it is a journey. The wisdom in you will prioritize what to do with that energy. So you're going to access yourself to that power. You're going to access yourself to all of your energy. And then your body's going to prioritize what heals first, what resolves first. It may not be what you expect. It may be something in your relationship field, and you have so much joy, so much more joy, love, and connection. And then the health, physical stuff starts to resolve. You don't know always. And sometimes it's really not what you expect, but it will be a profound, on all levels, healing experience. So I'm really excited to invite you for this journey. And for those of you who've been in there, hello, Cassia, Lisa, Joe, that's funny, Astrid. I know there are a lot of you who have been in Hi Peter, the Embracing Health journey. So share in the Mind Body community on Facebook or wherever you find yourself here, so that others can get a sense of it as well. All right, lots of love. I Heart Huckabees. I heart you. See you guys soon. Bye.